Right. Well, thanks so much for checking out the 6-week course. Let me go through what each week covers. Really, the course is designed to get you all the way out of a postdoc or clinical role that you possibly no longer enjoy and will enable you to start a work at home career. So you'll have the opportunity, depending on the effort and talent you bring to the table, to make six figures. It's a reality, and I've seen it happen over and over. Now, I can tell you my first year after graduate school in 2001, I made about 90,000, and I've never made less than that in a year. And really, the income potential is only limited by the number of hours that you can work. So it would be difficult to make, honestly, more than about 200,000 in a year if you're a one-person shop working 40 to 50 hours. But if you have that much business, you can start thinking about bringing on subcontractors, which really does make your income unlimited. But I find that most people would be pretty happy to make about 200,000 a year, which is certainly possible for the best medical writers out there. But it's not just the money, though. You get complete autonomy over the clients that you take on, as well as your schedule. And you're home to be with your family, meet the school bus, make dinner, that kind of thing, or whatever it is that you like to do. Pursue other interests, and not worrying about what your boss will say. I mean, I'm an avid tennis fan, for example, and I love to schedule. I get up real early, like at 6 a.m. And then, so after I've worked for a few hours, I'll go play a tennis match at 11 a.m. for an hour or two during the day. And that gives me my activity level, and I don't have to ask anybody's permission to go do that. So it's a very good thing. All right, so what's going to be covered? In the free intro material to the course, we covered what is medical writing? Am I qualified to become a medical writer? Am I cut out for freelancing? What's the best way to transition into medical writing? 10 things you should do before launching your medical writing practice, and 5 pitfalls to avoid. Now, I tried to provide a lot of value before the launch, obviously, but really, this is the tip of the iceberg in terms of what you really do need to know in order to get started in freelance medical writing. And there's obviously 6 weeks worth of work. I call it the 6-week course because it really does take about 6 weeks if you're doing it right to make that transition. It's just a good way to break it up into the different modules. All right, so here goes. Week 1, we'll cover a little bit more about prerequisite skills and first steps. We'll talk about medical writing style, a checklist for pieces you really care about. And that's if you're insanely trying to impress a new client, or something has to be really, really good and you have a little extra time. That's a very useful thing to do. A preview of the AMA online manual of style. I'll show you all about that. Potential medical writing markets, and how to get your first freelance medical writing clients. That is the biggest concern of most freelancers, both old and new, about how to get clients. And you really have to put a lot of effort into it. And the hardest thing is getting your first ones, and probably the hardest thing you'll do when you're making the transition. So I'll give you a lot of pointers on how to do that, and strategies, and that kind of thing. So, but it's very possible. You just have to put a lot of effort into it. Week 2, setting up shop, rules of website design. I'll also show a little screencast of how to set up a WordPress site. I do believe it's something you need to have as a website, and also something that you should learn to do yourself. Unless you have a bunch of money floating around and you can pay a website designer, that's good too. But a lot of us don't have that, so it's good to be able to do it yourself. And you also, if you're making updates, you don't have to contact your web designer every time if you know how to do it yourself. Useful software and equipment for medical writers. I sent out a survey to my hit list, which is the medical writing jobs list, and it's got about 6,000 subscribers. So it's a very useful survey of all the software and equipment that medical writers rely on doing their jobs, not just what I use. So it's very cool. I'll show you that. And actually, we'll try to update that before the week 2 module becomes available, so that you'll have the brand new information available. All right, checklist of questions to ask when taking on a new project. Definitely important. Who knows, when you haven't had any clients before, what kind of questions to ask them, because a lot of times clients don't give you all the information that you need. So this is very useful. when to and when not to network and help others, 101. Freelance integrity, meeting deadlines, plagiarism, and other issues, it's very important. You don't want to find that out the hard way, you know, about all that stuff. And then this will be a part-time clinician, part-time writer. I'll try to get a video interview with somebody on my team already who is an MD, who still works as an MD and also who also is a writer, and talk about that a little bit. And then also getting into regulatory writing, I'll get uh, my regulatory writing manager from Nascent to give us an interview there. So that should be pretty interesting. Okay, week 3, writing the medical news. This will cover the scope of medical news writing. Where do you find those kinds of clients anyway? An interview with the director of Medscape's medical news, how to write the medical news, and I'll review a couple of news pieces, maybe one good and one not so good, and tell you why I think one's good and one's not so good. So we'll go through that. Interviewing techniques, tips and techniques for news writers, very important, and there's a strategy for getting an interview or even a reply to your email is um, hard to get sometimes. So I will go over that. Also, how to get medical writing news work, very important. And then also covering medical conferences. That could be a whole module in itself, knowing how to do that, but it's a very good way to get new business if you don't mind traveling. All right, so week 4, continuing medical education, understanding fair balance, very important. Getting the ghoul out of ghostwriting. There's a lot of controversy in medical writing about, oh, well, how much is this medical writer being paid to write these data up? And so I will dispel those negative connotations about ghostwriting. Writing needs assessments. We do a lot of those at our company. Needs assessment checklist, needs assessment examples. Should be plural right there. Recommended links and reading. We'll talk about that in actually all the modules. I'll give you recommended links and reading. All right, week 5, feature article writing. What is the scope of feature article writing? How to get feature article writing work. How to write feature articles. There's a method that I use that people have told me that's pretty useful to understand. Interviewing tips and techniques when writing feature articles, and then I'll go over a couple of feature articles that I've written recently, tell you a little bit about how I approach the topic. Week 6, and this is the last but certainly not the least. It's actually the biggest module, and it could probably be a whole course in itself. But once you've set up shop and you've got a couple of clients, then the hard part starts, right? So you got to position yourself as a freelance medical writer. New business trends that freelance medical writers should consider. And let me just tell you, I'm about to be 50 this year, and so the internet came of age when I was just in graduate school. And I can tell you a lot of the medical writers older than me don't do many of the things that they should be doing to promote their business. So understanding these things will put you head and shoulders above the others when it comes to finding work, hopefully. All right, negotiating and collecting your pay, very important. You've got to get paid. Contracts 101 for freelance medical writers. All right, invoicing your clients, important. Organizational tips for freelance medical writers. I'm a pretty organized person, and I like to share those strategies with you. A few apps to improve your productivity. When to break up with a client, freelance customer service, aka getting repeat business, and then self-care for the busy freelancer. Freelance medical writing is very isolating and also completely sedentary, so it's important to manage those two aspects among other things, so that you can enjoy your life and not get burned out. All right, and just to be totally clear and upfront about all this, the delivery of content, it's a 6-week course, and this first time that the course is being launched, we will release this in weekly modules. All right, so week 1 will be available on the week of April 11th, hopefully April 11th itself. So when you sign up in the sign up period from the 4th to the 10th, this content will not be available till April 11th. And that's because we're still putting the finishing touches on many of these modules, and we need that time in order to deliver the kind of quality that you will expect, obviously. So week 2, April 18th. So this is just each week, and then the week 6 will be available May 16th. But you will need at least a week to go through each of these modules, all the content and the exercises and submitting your work and that kind of thing. So the timing should be good. But I just want to be clear about that. All right, testimonials. Very nice things have been said. And this is just to give you some background. The course I've offered this course since 2011, and people have been in the course. It's been more one-on-one from my perspective. Now this course is available online, so more people can take it, which is great. But basically, these testimonials came from my one-on-one kind of mentoring with them, and very nice things. It is an intense course. The course was perfect for me, could work at my own pace. That's true of this course too. Supportive yet critical. I hope I wasn't too critical. I always try to be really nice. I'm just not going to be negative unless you press me on it. Just warning you right away. It's just the way I am. I've never found it to be beneficial. People get their feelings hurt very easily, and I don't know whether someone is that way or not. And so I don't just spew out negativity. I try to be positive. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. Here's another page of testimonials, and then there's many more at this with newer course members, more recent, I should say, at this link here if you'd like to take a look at the 6weekcourse.com page. All right, let's talk about the pricing. People have been asking about that. So we have a basic, superior, and premium level. I like to think that even the basic level is very helpful, but the basic level is obviously the lowest level, and you can pay either one time these amounts or just pay for 3 months in a row the payment over 3 months, the payment plan. So all of the course levels include lifetime access to all that I've just described in this last few minutes here. There's also an interactive community among participating course members, and that will be on the Teachable platform itself. You'll be able to see people's comments and um, ask questions of each other on this course platform. Then you will also, at the superior and premium levels, you can submit 5 pages at no additional charge. And then I think on the basic level, we'll have it so that you can also submit your work, but you will have to pay an extra charge for that to have your work looked at. And your work will not be looked at by me, but it will be looked at by an experienced medical writer that I know and trust and that works for me and that I know that's very experienced and also who went through the 6-week course. So it will be somebody very good marking up your work. And so that 5 pages is included with the superior and up to 20 pages at no charge for the premium. People tell me that's the most valuable part of the course. Well, that and hopefully the one-on-one mentoring that I give. But the feedback on their work is very important because it's hard to know whether you have what it takes. Okay, ongoing membership in the private forum to get questions answered. We have a Google group associated with the 6-week course that you can become a member of. This is a forum where you can get answers to any questions from experienced writers that have been through the course, and also I get in there and answer questions too. So definitely valuable for the superior and premium levels. Now in the premium level, you will also have the opportunity to submit an application for the nascent medical subcontractor team. And so in that way, you can actually, if you're good, you'll get accepted on there, and then you'll make back this amount within maybe even the first month if you get assigned work. And we do reserve the right not to add you to our list of subcontractors for any reason. I want to be very clear about that. So it is just the opportunity. It is not a given. And it will be very much dependent on our need, which we typically do always need people, but also the quality of your application. So just know that. All right, and then call time with me within 6 weeks of sign up. Up to an hour will be given, and it doesn't have to be all at once. You can just do a 20-minute call, 3 times during the course. It's during the 6-week period only. And then you could also email me for anything, anytime. I typically have a pretty good turnaround on my emails, but please be patient as I respond. But I'm always happy to answer emails for anybody that signed up for this premium course. You are very special to me, all of you who sign up for the premium course. So just know that it's not like you're going to be left in limbo after you've paid that significant amount of money. All right. Okay. So how to purchase. All right. The sign up's available starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday, April 4th, which will be presumably tomorrow. So this will go out Sunday, and this will be available for purchase at that time, starting on Monday, April 4th. And the course will be open for purchase from that time until Sunday, April 10th at 10 p.m. I feel the need to keep it limited like that because if I don't, I'll have too many people in the course and I want to be able to administer to everybody. You can sign up here at learn.6weekcourse.com/courses/6weekcourse. I know that's a bit of a mouthful. Just go to 6weekcourse.com and instructions will be there also. And I'll send you a reminder email about an hour before the course is available for sale and also right before it closes. We will be offering the course later in the year, but I can't guarantee that this pricing will stay the same. So if you want to sign up to lock in that rate, please do so. And then also, I have a special offer for you. If you sign up to the premium level, using the one-time or 3 monthly plan within the first 24 hours. So if you sign up by April 5th at 11 a.m. EDT, you will receive the following. So you'll receive an additional 30 minutes of coaching time with me. So that'll bring it to an hour and a half during the 6-week period. And then I will also, and this is a big deal for a lot of people, I think, I'll give you unlimited page submissions of your work during the 6-week period of the course. All right, so that's until May 22nd that you can submit any amount of work that you've done. Now, it will have to be kind of stuff that you've written within the 6 weeks, all right? So you can't just take everything you've ever written and submit it. But you can, if you manage to write 100 pages of stuff that's medically related, during the 6 weeks and you want to submit that, we will absolutely include that in this special offer. So hopefully that'll be very useful to you and it will be the feedback will be given by somebody on our writing team that's very good and will give you good feedback. All right, well, thank you so much. And once again, I just want to remind you that the course will be available for sale from 11 a.m. EDT tomorrow, April 4th, and it will close promptly at 10 p.m. on Eastern Time on April 10th, Sunday. And there is the sign up information again. And I hope that you will join us. I'm very excited about this. I think my whole goal is to really help people and to offer the most value I can. And I hope that also you will give me feedback on how I can improve on the course. And this is a lifetime deal. So once you're in this course, you have access to any new content that's created and we'll help you and you'll have a resource going forward as you transition into a new career. So thanks so much. Take care.